This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Michael Hunter over Zoom. Michael, first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Obviously, it's good to hear you're doing well. It's good to catch up. We've briefly just obviously had a conversation off of camera there. Well, how have you found life in lockdown for everyone who tunes in?
Oh man, like I was telling you, it's been busy. I've been busier than ever. Um, just trying to work out on my own things and try to figure out my next move. Um, you know, but it's been very very busy. I've been actually trying to do some a lot of charity work, and then the whole Black Lives Matter stuff has happened, and we've decided it was a time to actually kind of sit and come together and try to work it out. So I've been really busy this whole COVID.
We'll come on to what you could have lined up in the near future in a little while, but just to stick with the current times, how did you find trying to train during lockdown and not being able to go to a gym originally?
That's actually the hardest part. You were usually used to getting into these gyms real easy. We might have 4 or 5, 10 memberships, to all sorts of different accesses. But, and when the situation happens, usually one of them closes down. But when all your gyms close down, we have to, only they want to say the strong survive, but only the creative would survive at this point.
What was it like when you was able to get back into the gym? How did you feel? Did you kind of let loose a little bit more than what you would have usually have done on the bags and on the pads and what have you?
I, actually, I don't really hit the bag. I don't really hit the bag too much. I like hitting people. I like to spar. Everybody's like, it was like, I had this. It was kind of hard to spar standing 6 feet away from somebody. So I was, I didn't really get to be in the gym too much.
Now, Michael, let's obviously move on to what you've got lined up, because again, you mentioned something to me off camera there. You've split from Eddie Hearn and you're no longer fighting on Dazn. Talk to me about that, Michael. Talk to me about how you've come to that decision.
Well, I think it was I think it was the highest flattery for me, from Dazn. I would have loved to stay with Dazn. I have no problem with Dazn. I loved fighting Dazn on the Dazn platform. They were my whole career. They've been ace. So I had no problems with Dazn. I think it was just like you said. They had called me the boogeyman, right? And and then their actions showed after. If you could tell that I was really just somebody that they hired. I never fought a Dazn fighter. I was actually like an outsourced. You know what I'm saying? I was working for them, but I used to, we would laugh, but I was called crisis control. I was called to save the show. That's how I even got on Dazn. Every show that I was on, I was the best on the show, and I was there to, to save it and put some spoof into it. So I just think that I was good at doing my job, and I did that. And I think I had reached a peak in the company. That's why I say I take it as the highest flattery, because they call me the boogeyman. And then if I would have stayed any longer, I'm ranked number 4 in the IBF now. So in all 10 sanction, in the top 10 in all the sanctioning. So I just think if I'm a threat. I'm a threat to the company as a whole. And I don't. I just think it was. I just. That's all I have. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, and I'm ready to move on.
You said you felt like you was a threat to the company there. Do you mean that in the sense of facing other fighters who are contracted to either Eddie Hearn or Dazn?
Yeah, like I wasn't. Like if you watch, like, see Hergovich. They feed Hergovich. I even was asking to fight Hergovich. I'm like, what's up? Where he's at? They oh no, he's just he's a baby. They don't want to. I'm like, okay, well, call me when he's ready. So they kind of they kept me away from, if you watch very closely, they kept me away, and they had to muster up fights. It was very difficult to get them fights. And I totally understand. Even the Povetkin fight, I was had to be calling people out, and which is really, I mean, I'm good. I'll call somebody out, but just it was just all a it was very difficult, and I understood, and it was getting, and I think they really understood more and more as the fights continued that it was going to be harder situation. Um, it's always been hard for American, like myself to peek through. So
When you signed with Eddie and you obviously teamed up with Dazn, Michael, when you reflect on your time working together, and you may well work together in the future again, you never know, but when you reflect on this current period and your time with them, how much of kind of the plan that they put in place do you feel you achieved together?
say that again.
When you reflect on your time working with Eddie Hearn and DAZN, when they
Yeah.
initially came to you and they said to you, this is the plan we have for you, when you reflect, how much of it do you think you achieved working together?
Oh man, I think it was a good time. I enjoyed it. I couldn't complain. Uh, there was some things that I seen for what it was. Like I said, I knew that my position, and I play it well. So I'm a good role player, and whenever whenever I get that shot, they know they're not going to be able to take it from me. So it's just only a matter of time. I really enjoyed being there, and fighting for the zone. And Eddie's is a character, and he's a good face for the zone. They got that whole thing mapped out very well.
So where does the land lie with your career now, Michael? What do you have lined up? Who have you been speaking to about potential promotional deals and what have you?
Well, I haven't really been speaking to anybody just yet because this is just like brand spanking new right now. Kind of just wanted to let the world know before I start making those real phone calls and stuff like that, and letting it be public. So this is like the time right now. So we'll see in the next couple of weeks. We'll see what's going on. We'll have another, hopefully have a good another interview, and I have an update for you.
Do you feel this has kind of been the perfect time for you to be able to do it then, being in lockdown, knowing that knowing that there wasn't any shows, so you've had time to kind of reflect and pull everything together?
I mean, absolutely. This is a great time for me. I've always been in these like little cycles where, I'm kind of stuck out here on my own, and, I'm in deep waters, and I kind of got to figure it out on my own and stuff like that. Not by choice, but I've had to jump from, promoter to promoter and manager, you know what I'm saying? Um, and just that's just how the business is. My dad warned me about stuff like that, but I think he put the platform, he put the foundation in me to, uh, to be my own man, you know what I'm saying, and to do my own thing in the industry. He got paid as Mike Tyson's sparring partner, and to sit on the side so he wouldn't continue fighting. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that they don't talk about in the industry. You know what I'm saying? You'll never hear about these type of things, but we get it straight off the muscle, straight off. Like, it doesn't matter. Like COVID, like you said, this is the greatest time for me right now. I feel like this is the underdog. This is the greatest. This is the highest percentage that the underdog has ever had. And now we still the underdog, but um, we still the underdog, but this is the highest percentage we got right now. So we're gonna take it in full stride, and you know what I'm saying, and make it work. So I think I'm in a good position. Um, you know, I've dug myself out of the dirt. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, you know what I'm saying? So, and I just got to brush it off. That's not really too hard. So, I'm in a good position. I feel good. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in the next coming days, but I feel all right.
Michael, obviously, you last fought in Saudi Arabia against Alexander Povetkin, a split decision draw. Just reflecting on that, what was your thoughts on your performance? Obviously, a very tight decision, many kind of edging towards you, some edging towards Alexander. What's your overall right, feelings towards that fight?
Well, I think you know it was just a good, lovely learning experience. See the people, what the people don't really can't see is what we gained from that. You know what I'm saying? I was ready to do round 13. Uh, so if we would have, if there was a rematch, I feel like I was stopping, and I almost did earlier, but I feel like I'll do a little smoother next time. Uh, yeah.
Was it a surprise to you that you wasn't offered the rematch, very soon after or immediately, knowing as well that Alexander's now going to be facing Dillian White?
It was hard for him to fight me, to get the first fight, and I I can't really speak on the decision. I feel like as long as they now I feel like they didn't rob me, so I can't go there. uh I ain't even mad, you know what I'm saying? I know how this business is ran, and what it's all about. I just got a lot of respect for it, and I understood. I see. I play my I take every step carefully, and I've had to take these risks or whatnot. But yeah, I was willing to fight him again. You know what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is. I was excited. I didn't really like my performance, to be honest. I thought I did enough. I thought I did enough to win, but you know, being who I am, ain't enough. So, we gonna get back to the grind. I had a little injury that I had been fighting with for a long time, not too serious, and it was getting worse and worse. And I was struggling during the training camp, in the training camp for the Povetkin fight a little bit, and we just kind of worked it out, and we knew that after this we would have to settle down and get back to the drawing board and find that young me in again.
Michael, I want to obviously stick with heavyweight talk and get your thoughts on a few things. And starting off with Jarrell Miller, obviously he came out a few days ago now that he'd tested positive for another performance-enhancing substance. One of the ones which he tested positive for before his scheduled bout with Anthony Joshua. What was your thoughts again when you found that out and when you heard about it?
It's really a bummer. Um, it kind of sucks, especially at this time right now. He's gonna get the worst whipping he's ever gotten in or out of the ring for this one, because of the whole situation. Then I don't. I hate to bring that up, but him being a Black American, um, you know, but we have to be a little more conscious every time. And I've tried to stay on the dean as much as I can, but I think anybody that cheats is you know, I don't know what the penalty. I'm not really the person to penalize, but I mean, cheating is cheating. I really think that it sucks that he's going to be. They're going to make him, an example out of him. Um, and I don't know. I just think that there's a lot of people cheating right now. There's been a lot of people cheating for a long time who shouldn't even be banned from boxing right now, and it's very obvious. It's not a secret. You know what I'm saying? And for people for them to let that stuff go on, and then they're about to expose Big Baby. You know what I'm saying? There's something messed up right there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what people should have some type of sympathy for the world. Just because somebody's a really good cheater and he don't get caught, and it's obvious, we all know he just didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of a little weird situation. So I wish the best for Big Baby. I hope he's learned his lesson. Um, you know, Shout
Talk to
outs.
me about that, Michael. You mentioned there's obviously, other fighters who are cheating, and in your eyes, they obviously just haven't been caught yet. What knowledge do you have of stuff like that going on? How much of a concern is it of yours to know that testing obviously stopped during this period for a certain amount of time, and fighters may have had the opportunity to go and cheat
I
away
mean,
from being tested and then try to get back off?
yeah, you will. I really think that we should, you know, we should, get a better testing, even a better testing. Even the WADA and USADA, like, you know, there's loopholes. There's ways around this, and it's not hard to find it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even cheat, and I've been told how to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's very obvious. Like, you're talking about taking a P test, right? And then they take it. They took my P test, Povetkin's P test, from Saudi Arabia to England to America, and you think that this test is going to be valid? I mean, and these people that we're talking about are veteran, users. You know what I'm saying? They've been caught a few times and haven't been. They've only been slapped on the wrist. They haven't been, executed for. So, there's open windows. You know what I'm saying? And this is the problem. If we want to start pointing fingers, we're going to have to start pointing fingers at ourselves and figure out what we can do about the situation. Instead of, you know, I don't know. It's just a hard. It's a lot of cheating going on around here, and it's a lot of fakery. It's been a lot of fakery. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that ain't even. It's a lot of stuff going on.
Is it a concern for you when you're preparing for a fight, or when you even you're going through your weigh-ins, through media workouts, what have you? When you're in the ring, is it a concern for you that you could face somebody who may have cheated, just not being caught? Does
Well,
it ever run through your mind?
it didn't run through my mind until after the Povetkin fight. um, but these things, once you can think about it, you know, but once you've made the decision that you sign on that paper, it doesn't matter. I don't care if he's on steroids. I don't care if he brings three brothers. You know what I'm saying? I signed that fight. I'm gonna be in that ring come whatever that day is. I'm gonna be there for 12 rounds. It's gonna be, I'm gonna give anything and everything hell. You know what I'm saying? So, um, when it comes to that, I really, it's like a no excuse type of thing. Once you make the fight, it's really, you know, you made you that's the decision. So. Um, I just think that we just need to correct it. There's a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to make these decisions. I might have to fight somebody that I know is doing some stuff that might not be cool. You know what I'm saying? And but this is the way to keep my business up. Then that's what I have to do. Then you know what I'm saying? But and it happens all over the place. UFC, they have that's just a real problem.
Final thing on it all, Michael, what would you deem to be a fair punishment for Jarrell Miller?
Ooh, I'm not really good at penalties. I'm kind of on the soft end. I like, because I feel like the system is wrong. I can't really speak about it because I would have to. The whole system needs to be changed. So I can't really, you know. I think they would need to go. I don't even know. I think in this time he should definitely have some type of ban. But like I said, I know they're gonna make an example out of him, and you know, he's I don't know.
Just away from that, then, Michael. Another thought I want to get your thoughts on. A couple of weeks ago, we had an announcement that Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury had agreed personal terms in principle for a two-fight deal in 2021. Michael, what's your thoughts on that announcement, and what are your thoughts on the potential undisputed fight between AJ and Fury?
I think it's good because it's going to be the most exciting fight that British has ever had. You know, it's going to be the biggest thing that's going to be a historic footprint for you guys. So that's a beautiful thing to watch. Um, as far as the fight, um, I kind of I don't know about the fight. I really don't care about the fight. uh, I think Tyson Fury wins. Um, but I'm excited. I think it's a very good move to make for boxing, for British and the world as a whole.
Who do you think poses more of a threat to Tyson? Anthony Joshua in what would be an undisputed fight, or Deontay Wilder in a trilogy fight?
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with. I'm gonna have to go with Anthony Joshua. You know why? Because he's already finished the Deontay Wilder dispute. There's really not too much of an argument there. So I'm gonna have to go with Anthony Joshua. I really think he would beat Anthony Joshua. I don't think he would beat him as much because I think Anthony Joshua would protect himself a little bit better, and yeah. So, but I still think Anthony Joshua will give a better fight, especially now he's already seen Deontay Wilder, and things. Energy changes when you see somebody get dethroned, and you know.
I don't think your child seems too impressed with your answer there.
You didn't like that?
Michael, final thing then before I let you go there, because obviously you want to do some other things today. I read up that you'd actually had a fight with Tyson in the amateurs. Just reflect on that for me, Michael.
Man, I have something on my Instagram. If y'all go look at it on my Instagram, Michael Bounty Hunter. It's somebody that wrote what they have seen and what they seen in the fight back then. It was a tournament. It was a duel, not a tournament. It was a duel. USA versus London in England, and usually when you do these duels, you have two teams, the A team and the B team, and the the A team usually fights A team, and then then you go to another city or another place close by, and then you go and you guys switch teams. You fight, A team fights B team. But me and Tyson Fury were the only two heavyweights, super heavyweights there. So we had to fight each other twice. In my head, I knew I had 6 rounds because we was 3 rounds back then. I said, okay, this is a 6-round fight. I'm gonna make it a dog fight, the first fight, and then I'm gonna box his shoes off the second fight. If I don't stop him the first fight. So we go there, I fight him, and everybody's getting knocked out from British side. It's like, I don't know, we're killing the team. We're killing, it's like 6-0 or something. And we're knocking people out. Roberto Marroquin, he knocked somebody out. Put on the stretcher, I think. And Khaib Muhammad, he stopped his guy, put him, broke his rib or something. It was really, really bad. So, it was a black tie event too. And, Tyson Fury and Michael Hunter were the last fight. So it was like me and him are the main event. So, and, he was the man back then. So, we fought. And I felt like, I almost stopped him. I had him in the corner. He was actually out on his feet, and he didn't want, I feel like he didn't. The next fight, he said he was running. Now I was sore. I was so sore, beat up, and we went to the weigh-ins. I was kind of happy though because I knew I feel like they gave him the victory, but I knew I was going to stop him. I knew it because I knew how hurt I felt, and I knew I got the better out of them. I didn't care what they said. I knew that they were going to rob me if if he was standing on his feet. But I didn't care because I was like, I'm going to knock him out now. I know how I feel. I know he feels 10 times worse. And then sure enough, he didn't show up. So that's the story. And, he could take that one. he knows it too. He knows that.
I mean, have you seen him since? Have you seen him in the professional ranks at all?
Nah. Actually, I really respect Tyson. Me and him have the same birthday. I actually have the utmost respect for Tyson. I feel like I have some type of something with him, you know what I'm saying? Because of we fought in Agadir, Morocco. That was the first time I met Tyson Fury, and me and him both got bronze in the under 19 World Championships in Agadir, Morocco. And that was the first time I met him, and his birthday was the same as mine. So, and his dad was a fighter. So I always have his, we've watched each other grow, we didn't know Anthony Joshua back then. Anthony Joshua was not boxing then, or if he was, he wasn't around, you know what I'm saying? So that's what about Andy Ruiz. I knew Andy Ruiz back then, so, there's some thoroughbreds. I don't know, Dillian White, and I'm not taking no credit from him, but I'm just saying, there's some real ones out here.
Michael, we will leave that there, and I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your day with a little one. Before I let you go, though, what would you like to say to everyone who tunes in to watch our interview?
I appreciate y'all. Tune in. Follow me at Michael Bounty Hunter and Michael Hunter 2 on Twitter, and I'm free agent.
Michael, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. Best of luck for the coming months and years, and I'm sure I'll see you soon. Thank you, Speaks Boxing Social. See you later.